Alright, let's look at the 27th, which was an absolute disaster for me. But let's break it down. So let's go back a couple days and we can kind of look at what we're playing with here. We have a low. 1, 2, 3, right about that's probably good enough. I don't think we'll get any different than that. Let's go to the 4 hour. Not really too much going on in the 4 hour as well. It's just some areas that I don't think will really be reaching, but that's interesting. So the meat of these two candles was actually pretty on point for the 4. So this line here actually held up. Let's jump to the hour. I think the hour is probably going to give us a similar. Yeah, very similar. I mean, we could probably move that down a bit, fine tune it right about there. And of course, we're trading right in this area. Let's break it down to 30. And let's take a look at now, if you were awake for the 4 a.m., you know, my goodness, you probably would have crushed it. Alright. I like to trade around 7, so let's just jump there, but 30. I mean, pre-market kind of had a base here. We had a top here, and it was ranging, and then it broke. Let's break it down to 15. Yeah, just not really, you know, tied, broke down, never made a new high. Let's go to the 5. Have some fun with this. Alright. Interesting. Let's start off with the smallest time frame. The Uno. So he almost had a crossover. Yeah, about 4. Just never went back above the 200 after that, did it? Just kind of just stayed below the 200. Not that I play a lot of trend lines, but the 200 is a real popular one. And today it actually would have been somewhat helpful. He broke it there, but a little bit here. Alright, so let's bump it up to 5 today. I like the 15, but we'll go. So we see a nice consolidation, a breakdown, a little break up, and we got a straight collapse. So our day from today, let's go ahead and go to 7. I woke up late, didn't really start trading till, oh gosh, somewhere in this area. So it almost looked like it was gonna, you know, make a little bit of an uptrend, then went down and played around a bit. The one data I think we have to go off of is, so close to our previous. Actually, that's a little higher on those lows, isn't it? But this area in here kind of dropped all the way down to there. You have the meat there, so let's lower that to the meat of the candle, which is close to there. So here's where it got a little tricky. If you did short, you were probably in great shape. I mean, the only time you might have thought you had a little reversal was here, but it just collapsed. Never made a new high. Until we get to here. This bar here makes a new high. Then you're thinking maybe we'll get a retrace, and you have another collapse, and a move up. Today would not have been a bad day to trade the hourly or the larger time frames. If you were playing the reversal, that's really your best bet. Any types of pullbacks, or for instance, if you came in, you saw uptrend, base, uptrend, hit the base, collapsed again, went down, went up, base there. Kind of had a little bit of play off this baseline here, but nothing too crazy. Here we had a little bit of long opportunities, then a breakdown, and then now this became support. Now we have a collapse. This becomes a long. Who knows if we can go long again off this. But today was a collapse day, and it gave you just these little areas where you thought you might be able to catch these reversals, but it was pretty much down day throughout the most of the day. If you had traded from the hour, to me that was the fun area to look at if you were looking for a reversal. So you have the meat of the candle and you have the low, but then you have your first initial low, which was here. It's right there. Which is pretty close to the meat of the candle there. And you're thinking, that you, what are you risking there? 905, about 96. So that's not a bad trade off this line here. I mean, any long off that line probably would have been a good play. You have long, you have a breakdown, small, long again, little breakdown, long. The day's almost over, but for 4 o'clock. But you see it kind of touching this, it'll probably pull up too. And you have this massive bar here. And that's really, I was going for a long off that, and I didn't quite catch it the way I wanted to. So today, pretty much, there was no reason to go. If you're playing the 15, you have a little bit there, you have a collapse. You have a mark up, a little bit of a teaser up, another collapse. Never breaks the high. A collapse there. Now at least we break the bottom, but we never break this high. I mean, it's just shit day. Shorting would have been, non-stop shorting would have been the way to go on this day. And then basing off of either the hourly or this collapse here, that collapse there would have been a good long bar to draw, and then just play long off that. Other than that, interesting. Gives you a little bit of hope. Crashes at bases. There's a little bit of play here. So if you're going long, you just got wrecked today. Unless you came in around this area. you know, that area to that area. So if we look at that on a smaller time frame, it's probably even more dangerous to play a smaller time frame on a day like today, because you can kind of see, you know, these little breaks. You finally get a collapse. You get another touch. There's your first hi, how you doing? And then you get a nice play off the stall. Then you get a low, but then you start thinking, oh, we're basing here, so we're going long. Break down a little bit, break up, maybe along here, get wrecked. Maybe go a little bit along there, you get wrecked, you get wrecked again. And then it just kind of, even if you played off another level here, you get wrecked. And then you go all the way back up, so it's just non-stop, you know, just getting wrecked until you hit the bottom here. And then even then, you got to be able to absorb, you know, that's not a bad, that's like, you know, I'd say anything around 10 points you should be able to take it. But, you know, you got to be able to eat that. On this one right here, you'd have to eat, yeah, a little more. But, yeah, this day blew for me. I just don't know why I didn't. And I was up too, but then I just got, sometimes you have a rough day and you don't. I just kept assuming that we were going to have a better pullback than we did. I honestly thought, and this will be a good lesson for everyone. Well, we did kind of break that stall there, didn't we? Yeah, we wicked it. We wicked the fuck out of that. Alright, so let's look at it at the 30. Yeah, we were just never going to go back up higher, were we, today? We just didn't have it in us. Crash, base, crash, uptrend. You're thinking, I was thinking we might hit in this range here. You know, right about there. I thought, you know, if we made an uptrend, we might go there. Absolutely collapsed. And then I thought that off this low, we would hit the stall here. And we never made it back up to here. And so, you know, I just was not a good day for me. But if you were to look at it technically, and you went back, especially on the day, you know, you can just see it never really goes down, pulls up. You know, it never really breaks the highs, never breaks that high. Close, kind of breaks that, but then goes to here. Bang, bang, bang. No. Breaks, never breaks up, breaks, never breaks this, so that was quite the animal. Then once we go here, no, because then we drop back down again, so that's the high. We never break this line. Go there, go there. Yeah, pretty vicious actually. So it was an all short day. If you wanted to play the long, you look at the hourly or the 30, but you'd be playing off of it'd be so sketchy. But you try to time, not this area, but this area here. So you'd be playing off of the lows. You know, from the 22nd, pretty much. And it never really Yeah, it was just an all-down day. So it's going to be interesting to see how we collapse. You know, if we just continue to break, or you know, we don't have too much further more to go before we could start maybe seeing a little bit more power pressure coming in, unless we just do an absolute collapse, which would be is what it is. But it looks like it's basing off of here, and it's probably going to finish out the day, you know, within this range. But if you were day trading the 27th, your best bet was shorting. Every single time shorting. You could have shorted every single pullback on the 15, and you rarely would have had a bad trade. You could have shorted there, you know what I mean? And then it goes down, pulls back, short again. You know, goes up, short again, short again. Here you probably would have got wrecked a little, and then you would have just bang, got wrecked there, collapsed. Not much. I mean, So yeah, I mean, it was just catastrophic short. You know, from the time I like to trade, but I really didn't get in here. I want to say I missed my 7, and then I want to say I was probably in this area here. And then, so my day, I was looking at a downward move with an upward bias. Then I had a pullback. I thought we might have a little bit more of an upward action than we just had a straight collapse. I was like, oh, excellent. I looked in this area for a long when I should have been looking here. Would have made much more sense, but you know, you can see these little breaks, these, you know, little areas of confidence. But today was a short day, and I mean, literally, you had long opportunities, but they weren't the best. You know, if you really broke them out, you probably had a couple of weird ranges you could have played. I mean, you had some wick ups, you know, but you know, this area in here was nice, and then you have this area and this area, so you could have played both directions there. Then you have this as your base, so when this base is off here, you're probably looking to go long again. So you would have not have been bad going long off this area. So you could have gone long there, long here, and a potential long here for the overnight. Other than that, it was, you know, how are we doing the gap? Yeah, right to the top of that gap. Just nasty. Touches it and collapses. So, yeah, shit day for me. Hopefully you guys crushed it. You know, woke up a little bit earlier. You know, caught the nice moves, the crossovers, and then continued to play the trend. This was actually a trend line day. You would not have made too many bad decisions shorting off the 2. You could short there, you know, short here, breaks it there. Yeah, you would have been done trading though. Just absolutely no reason to go long here unless you want to play this base. Other than that, I would like to see tomorrow though. I think, you know, we might start seeing a little bit of upward movement, but we'll find out. If not, it could be a collapse, but interesting. Let's see how it's going to finish out the day. So, I mean, there we go. You have a pull up to that base, and just a collapse there. A little bit higher, but pretty much within the range. Previous day. Nothing too crazy. Not pretty though. I mean, overall, just not the prettiest of times. You know, and you look at something like, you know, this retrace up here, we had a lot of strength buying here, we had a lot of strength here, and a decent amount of strength there. So kind of this zone in here looks like a strong buy zone. We'll have to see if it respects that, you know, or if it just create some new love, but that'll be tomorrow. Hopefully you guys had a great day. It was a interesting day, but that's trading the NAS for today. Technical analysis is just short. If you did anything but short, you know, you probably got wrecked unless you played off that base. So it was literally just short it and then play off the base, like 2 options. Have a great day.